Hey Boo, welcome to another part of my abode. And the reason I have you here today in this part of the house is because I want to show you something. And if you stick around, you'll find out not only what it is, but how this particular thing is a reflection of a place where you get caught and stuck and snagged in manifesting. So stick with me here. Welcome to the laundry room. And let me just show you for a second here. So I'm gonna, I don't know, it's this old back camera thing. So I'm just gonna go here and say, look, this is what's currently finishing up a load. It's in spin. But we have another thing here, which is drain and spin. And drain and spin, which sounds pretty straightforward, at least on this machine, is not. Instead of draining out water that's left over after an entire wash cycle, and then spinning it out, and then finishing, it actually puts more water in. It's like another wash cycle. It's decided this. And water comes in, then it goes through the motions of draining it and spinning it around. But instead of ending it there, what that drain and spin actually does is start all over again. And before I can get to it sometimes and remove the clothes or the towels or whatever, guess what? It's starting to get them all wet again. It doesn't leave well enough alone. So hang in here, because I'm going to make a big point about this and what this has to do with your own stuckness. And this is kind of where you all get snagged and stuck and derailed when you are manifesting, when you want the job or the SP or the place or the vacation or whatever it is, and you get stuck in this endless spin cycle. And when it seems like you're done, this endless washing, draining, spinning, and when it seems like you're done, it starts all over again. You start to bring in more what ifs and more questions and more possible problems into the scenario. So your consciousness, your subconscious, which is where the divine is speaking. This is when you're imagining it and imagining it so sincerely that it's impressed on your subconscious, that it's yours, that it doesn't have time to fully drain. In other words, to bring it out, to wring out all the problems and finish everything and bring it to you. But you're spinning around again. You're literally putting yourself into limbo or purgatory. You're leaving yourself in purgatory. It's this middle place. It's this, nothing gets completed. So as soon as a glimmer of understanding of manifesting that you have it, it revs up all over again and starts spinning you around. And why does this happen? Stick around here. Why does this happen? It happens because there is a lack Not a lack in God. God is lacking nothing. And that's you as the operant power. You lack nothing, and yet you're believing that something is lacking. And what's lacking is surrendering to having the desire now, already. So it's not beyond even feeling you're lacking the thing in the first place that you weren't lacking. You're lacking the ability or the desire to surrender to having it. And you're lacking the allowing for it to come to you. Sound familiar? Maybe this is starting to ring a bell. But really, let this percolate. Let this permeate your consciousness here. And recognize that this is a common thing. A lot of people are always experiencing this. That could be you. We've all kind of been through that process. When we talk about putting ourselves through the ringer, something puts us through the ringer. But instead of it finishing, for better or worse, it starts all over again. Because the doubts are creeping in. The fears are definitely creeping in, which are bringing in the doubt or the guilt or whatever. It's going to keep repeating until you get clear of it and really drain that sucker out once and for all. Meaning you're allowing. And you're allowing not just what you think you want, because the mind's possibilities are only very limited. Intelligent as you may be, as we may be, it has nothing to do with how mentally brilliant or analytical or clever you are. It's to do with allowing and stepping back from the intellectualizing of the mind. It's not so fall in love with that part of the mind. It's the mind that's going to stall you. It's kind of too smart for its own good. So let the mind do what the mind is doing, which is good for figuring out basic type of things. It may have to do with the job that you have where you need to be aware of certain things in a relative way, relative to the situation that of what you do for a living, or of some other part of your life or responsibility that you have, or making sure something is done on time or something like that. But beyond that, it's over to the subconscious, to the heart, to allowing the unexpected, better even than you might have imagined, and allowing that part of it to show you even better than you thought, than you had originally imagined. But if that part's not there, that's also becomes part of lack. So on the one hand, we're desperate to get away from this idea of lack, that we lack the relationship, or we lack the health, or we lack the money. But really, all we're doing is getting stuck on places in the middle and making those into other little pieces of lack. So when that happens, the subconscious and pure consciousness itself, the big C consciousness, that everything else is contained in, is going to say, how can I get in here when when that cycle keeps going around all the frickin' time? And that's not what you wanted. Really isn't. So you have to decide, where do you want to be? Do you want to be clear that you already have it and allow that to come to you and trust that, because confidence and trust are all part and parcel of each other. Confidence and trust. You have to have that, right? You can't make it happen without the trust, the faith in God, and the confidence in you. I'm just moving these my bathrobes out of the way here. into the dryer because I'm going to show you what happens. They can just do dryer things for the moment. That's the dryer. Okay, so here it goes. I'm going to just do this to show you. Here's the drain and spin. This is not a laundry repair videos. Enough of those out there, and some of them are really good. But no, it's not that. I just want you to see I can do this properly. And forgive me if my angle is off, because right now I'm set on the way the phone is set. I'm not going to turn it around and play with another thing here, but here goes. All right, just going to change these little settings, turn them off, see if it wants to behave for me here. It's not. All right, now it says spin. There we go. See, you hear that? All right, see how it comes in? Water's coming in. That's not draining. That's water coming in. All right? That's going to be a bummer. Let's just when you hear that. Okay? It's just being it's okay. Spin. Ha, ha, ha. You know, it's going to do one thing and another, but I'm not going to leave you hanging here. It's just to say it just keeps things going around and around. That's the name of the game here. So we, rather than let that be where you're stuck, circling and circling, this is the time to know and to step forward, which is to say, go within to the kingdom of heaven, dwell there, and know. Be still. Get in there and get in your deepest chamber, in your closet of prayer and reflection, and know I am God, and I have this. Got that? You are God and you have this. Love you, boo. See you next time.